evening of September 5th, 2017, at the serene Gaushala Temple on GT Road, India, Haryana. As the caretaker went about his nightly routine of locking up, everything seemed peaceful until it wasn't. Approaching the last room, he noticed a peculiar shape on a mattress in the darkness. At first glance, it appeared as though someone was soundly asleep. But as he drew closer, a chilling realization froze him in his tracks. What he saw sent him running to the Chandni Bagh police station, urgently reporting what he had discovered. The police arrived promptly, stepping into a scene straight out of a nightmare. On the mattress lay the lifeless body of a young girl, her face, horrifyingly disfigured, likely with acid, had been obliterated in an apparent attempt to erase her identity. Amidst the darkness, a glimmer of hope emerged in the form of an Aadhaar card and a college ID near the body. The name on them was Jyoti. Investigators also found her phone, which they used to contact her family. When her devastated parents identified her clothes and other belongings, their worst fears were confirmed. It was indeed Jyoti. Her family performed her last rites after the post-mortem examination, believing their daughter's tragic story had reached its conclusion. But the next morning, a man named Ashok Dubey walked into the same police station, reporting that his daughter, Simran Dubey, had gone missing the very same day, September 5th. The officers, still reeling from the gruesome case, showed Ashok photographs from the crime scene. His reaction stunned everyone. "This is my daughter," he exclaimed. But as he examined the girl's clothes and belongings more closely, doubt crept in. "This may not be my daughter," he added, "but I am almost certain it could be her." This revelation marked a dramatic twist in the case, throwing everything into question. Was the body in the temple really Jyoti's? Or was it Simran's? Or could something far more sinister be unfolding? To uncover the truth, we need to rewind and piece together the events leading up to that fateful night. The story begins in Panipat, Haryana, where two bright young women, Simran Dubey and Jyoti Rani, were studying at Arya College. Both were enthusiastic participants in an NSS, National Service Scheme, camp, a government initiative encouraging youth to engage in community service and leadership activities. During the camp, the two girls formed close bonds with many others, unaware that these friendships would soon entangle them in a web of betrayal and horror. In today's video, we'll unravel this dark and twisted tale, delving deep into the secrets, conspiracies, and shocking truths that emerged. Who were the players in this tragic saga, and what really happened that night at the temple? Let's uncover the chilling reality of this story. Jyoti Rani was a young woman with big dreams and an even bigger heart. For her, Arya College in Panipat wasn't just an educational institution. It was her universe, the place where she believed her aspirations could take flight. A final-year BA student, Jyoti was known for her infectious energy and readiness to help anyone in need. But behind her outgoing personality, she harbored a secret, a longing and vulnerability no one around her suspected. Simran Dubey, her friend and confidant, was a stark contrast. Mature beyond her years, Simran hailed from Azad Nagar, where she shouldered the responsibilities of being the eldest sibling, helping raise her younger brothers and sisters. A second-year BA student, Simran had a quieter demeanor and found solace in her love for music. Though she shared a strong bond with Jyoti, she often preferred her own company, cherishing moments of solitude and introspection. Then came Krishna Kumar, a third-year BA student from SD College. Atula village was his home, where he balanced his studies with helping his family's buffalo trading business. Krishna wasn't particularly drawn to academics, but his self-assured demeanor and persuasive charm made him a magnetic presence. He was the kind of person people noticed and trusted. Adding to this mix was Manjeet, Krishna's loyal companion and close friend. Though their lives were different, Manjeet often joined Krishna in his endeavors, whether for studies or extracurricular activities. Together, they were a well-known duo in the college circuit. As Ganesh Chaturthi approached, the students planned a social awareness program centered around a play addressing critical societal issues. The rehearsals were set to take place at the serene Gaushala Temple. Krishna was instrumental in organizing the event, even inviting Manjeet to join. However, due to unforeseen circumstances, Manjeet couldn't attend that evening. Rehearsals were underway with Simran present, her focus and enthusiasm shining through. Everything seemed to be going as planned, but as the evening wore on, the tranquility of the temple was shattered. That same night, as discussed earlier, the caretaker stumbled upon the lifeless body of a girl on a mattress in one of the temple rooms. This revelation sent shockwaves through the community. Whose body was it? Jyoti's or Simran's? What had gone so horribly wrong during what was supposed to be an evening of camaraderie and creativity? To unravel the truth, the police dove into their investigation, scrutinizing every piece of evidence. The mobile phone found at the scene became a critical clue. Meticulously, they reviewed the call logs, messages, and contacts, searching for leads. One number stood out, appearing repeatedly in Jyoti's call history. The number belonged to none other than Krishna Kumar, who was Krishna to Jyoti. And why was he so frequently in contact with her? Could he be the key to solving this disturbing mystery? Or was there more to this story than met the eye? The call logs painted a suspicious picture. Krishna, a close friend of Jyoti, had been in constant communication with her on the day of the incident. Their conversations spanned hours, creating a thread of intrigue the police couldn't ignore. Acting swiftly, the police raided Krishna's house, hoping to find answers. But when they arrived, they were met with another twist. Krishna was missing, and his family claimed they hadn't seen him. With Krishna's sudden disappearance, the case escalated. The police turned to his social circle for leads, interviewing friends and classmates. It was during these inquiries that Manjeet, Krishna's trusted confidant, revealed a critical detail. Krishna had invited him to the Gaushala Temple for practice that day, but Manjeet couldn't attend due to personal reasons. More intriguingly, he mentioned that Krishna and Jyoti had planned something special that day, a cryptic hint that left the police puzzled. Determined to uncover the truth, investigators delved deeper, examining the bank details and call transcripts of both Krishna and Jyoti. The search of Krishna's home yielded a surprising find. Some of Jyoti's personal belongings, including clothing, confirming a romantic relationship between the two. Meanwhile, their classmates began to share whispers of a love story that was perhaps far more intense than anyone realized. Then came the breakthrough. Tracing bank transactions and call records, the police discovered their last known location, Shimla, specifically a place called the Royal Hotel. With this lead in hand, a police team was dispatched to the hill station, hoping to bring the mystery closer to resolution. Upon arrival at the Royal Hotel, investigators learned that a room had been booked under the names Shyam and Radha, both hailing from Panipat. The names seemed like aliases, and the connection to Krishna and Jyoti became undeniable. The police approached the room cautiously, their minds racing with possibilities. What lay behind that door was beyond anyone's imagination. Inside, both Krishna and Jyoti were alive and well. Yes, Jyoti, the same young woman whose funeral had been performed, whose family had mourned her loss, and whose disfigured body had been found at the Gaushala Temple. The revelation left everyone stunned. How could Jyoti be alive when her body had been identified by her family? And what were she and Krishna doing in Shimla under false names? The answers to these questions lay in the web of deception they had spun, and the unraveling of this story would expose not just their motives, but also the dark secrets behind the case. Krishna and Jyoti were immediately taken into custody, marking a new chapter in a mystery that had already shocked everyone involved. When the police apprehended Krishna and Jyoti in Shimla, they didn't resist. Silent and composed, their faces betrayed no emotion. As they were escorted back to Panipat, one question loomed large in the investigators' minds. If Jyoti is alive, then who was the girl found at the Gaushala Temple? The suspense grew thicker as the police delved deeper into the case. The horrifying possibility that the body might belong to Simran, or someone else entirely, hung in the air. Krishna and Jyoti were the only ones who could reveal the truth, and when questioned, Krishna finally began to speak. "We met during an NSS camp," he admitted, his voice trembling. "Our friendship quickly turned into love. Jyoti understood me like no one else ever did. She made me believe we could spend our lives together. But our love was doomed from the start. We came from different castes, and society would never accept us." Jyoti, sitting beside him, nodded and added, "Krishna was my safe haven. With him, I felt alive. But I knew our families would never approve of our relationship. The fear of losing each other haunted us. We realized that running away wasn't enough. Our families would find us. So, we came up with a plan to fake our deaths." The room fell silent as Krishna continued. "We needed two people who looked like us to make the plan work. Simran, Jyoti's close friend, and Manjeet, my friend, bore some resemblance to us. They were our unwitting pawns. On September 5th, we lured Simran to the Gaushala Temple under the pretense of a rehearsal. We had already purchased sleeping pills. I spiked her cold drink, and once she was unconscious, we strangled her. Jyoti, her voice breaking, added, "We dressed Simran in my clothes and disfigured her face with acid to make identification impossible. We left my Aadhaar card and college ID beside her to ensure everyone believed the body was mine. As for Manjeet, he didn't show up that day. Had he come," she paused, "he might not have survived either." The chilling confession left the police stunned. Krishna went on to explain how a friend in Jaipur, Dev Kumar, had helped them forge fake identity documents under the names Shyam and Radha. "We thought we could start a new life far away from here," Krishna said, his voice devoid of emotion. Their plan might have worked until the police tracked them down in Shimla. Justice served, but at what cost? The trial for their crimes stretched on for 5 long years. During this time, Krishna's health deteriorated significantly, and he succumbed to illness in 2020 while still in custody. For Jyoti, the dreams of a life with Krishna were shattered, leaving her to face the harsh reality of her choices alone. In March 2023, the court delivered its verdict. Jyoti was sentenced to life imprisonment. Her story, once filled with hope and defiance, became a cautionary tale of love, desperation, and consequences, a lesson for all. This harrowing tale serves as a reminder of how dangerous impulsive decisions can be. Love is powerful, but when it leads to deceit and violence, it only leaves destruction in its wake. Stay cautious, stay alert, and never let emotions drive you to choices that can haunt you forever. For more stories like this, follow me and stay informed about the dark realities of the world.